to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check, waifu. Ma, tell him, is that you?
What's happening, Mr. Crank That Polo?
This is episode 191 of Mic Check, waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex and Don'tTalkShop.com. I was in a good mood until that just happened. It's also brought to you by patreon.com/MicCheckWaifuWaifu. Make sure you go to patreon.com/MicCheckWaifuWaifu. Get early access to the video version of the podcast, access to our bonus conversational podcast, the After Story video version, and read-alongs with Polo, watch-alongs with Tel. And again, we're sorry about the content missing there. This week, Tel got sick, so we couldn't do the After Story, but we will have an After Story coming for you soon. A really good one coming up too. It's gonna be real dope. Two very dope topics. I can't wait to talk about them on the After Story. Make sure you get exclusive access to that on patreon.com/MicCheckWaifuWaifu.
You don't want to tell them what the topic is, just in case they want to come by for it?
Yeah. Sure. The first topic is going to be about breakups and how to handle them and how we handle them. We probably should start that one all over, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% for that.
Yeah. Because I was dead tired. And then the second topic, Tel, what was your topic? Because that was my topic.
Social engineering. Yeah, basically, engineering relationships and reactions with other people and stuff like that, and how that affects regular life.
Mm-hmm. So make sure you check that out on Mic Check.
Yeah.
It's dope. Dude, last week was so good. I'm going to speak on this week. It's going to give away what last week's was. Okay. But I have to, because I want to get this announcement in there because I feel it's necessary to discuss to our anime community. But let's get back to Patreon. Patreon.com. The show Mic Check Waifu is also brought to you by our Patreon producers. Shout out to our Patreon producers: AB, Aaron Brown, Dre the Goat, G, Johnny from Shogo High, Kenta Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast, and Shogo High. Explicitly, Monique Williams and Nachi and Saphir. Shout out to Saphir. We appreciate y'all for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We couldn't do it without y'all. It means the everlasting world to us. So this is going to be a big episode for you today because it's the midterms. You know, every season we go at the middle of the season, we go and give our grades for the season so far. About episodes, when most of our shows are about episode 6s, 7s roughly. That's about the halfway point of the winter season because most shows come in 12 or 13 episodes. But we like to discuss what we think of the season so far. But before we do that, there's a few things I want to discuss before we get into the whole topic of the show, which is the grades and how we feel about what's carrying the season and what's not. Two things, Tel. First, how you feeling before I get started?
I'm real good. Like I told Polo, these last 2 weeks of the month have been a big adjustment for me, changing my eating habits for the month. And then they're going to get a little bit more extreme next month. So I've been a little cranky, and I never get cranky. Like I told Polo. Never. Like, I don't get mad about anything really, but I was even telling my wife, like, I've already felt myself be crankier than I have been. So I've been trying to kind of mitigate and mediate this
within yourself.
This new style just for this month, and then, like I said, next month, just to get myself together. But I feel solid now. Like, I understand what I'm doing. I haven't been cranky today, so good. That means that I've gotten it together in some sort of the way. But this is normal for this part of the process. When you start cutting carbs out your body and not eating what you should be eating, that's what happens. And that's why a lot of people need trainers, so that, you know, this is what happens when you don't do your body the way it's supposed to be done all the time.
Exactly.
And not like pushed to extremes and whatnot.
Yeah, go from one spectrum to the other, like unregulated is unsafe.
You're right.
So get yourself a trainer. That's a good move. Yeah, me, man, I've been pretty good too, man. Again, streaming has been going fantastic. Again, what was that? The sixth stream I did or whatever, 63 subs, which is insane to just have so many subs within 2 weeks of coming back to streaming. Been fantastic. The support has been crazy. What I've been doing is I've been starting off with Hogwarts early in the day, and then in the second half I would, take a nap and rest up my voice a little bit, and then come back and do some BDO. It's been a good time. But yeah, I do want to talk about something before we get into the whole, episode of the week and rigmarole and stuff like that too, and spotlight. Maybe we don't do a spotlight today because we're gonna give grades. But I wanted to mention something. Okay, so the After Story, the conversational podcast I mentioned at the start of the show. Okay, the After Story 56, which is on our Patreon, patreon.com/MikeCheckWaifu. We talked about The Last of Us show. Right? That was great. The first 2 episodes, that was fantastic. The second one, we talked about procrastination, but that was with a twist. I didn't expose what that twist was because it was interesting for y'all to listen to it and hear what it actually was. I'm about to share with you what it actually was because it's funny because this was recorded, the After Story 56 was recorded February 4th. Okay. It was February 4th, posted 1:30 p.m. on our Patreon. The procrastination segment was me literally using ChatGPT to create the conversation I brought to the show. So it was procrastination and how do I solve it, or how does procrastination makes me feel and how do I solve it? I did an entire script that was written by ChatGPT, and then the topic ended up actually being AI and how dangerous this shit is. So the reason why I brought that up is because I saw a tweet earlier today, and I think this is very important for me to say, and I'm going to announce it here. It was by Steve Blum. And if you don't know Steve Blum, you're crazy. Steve Blum is one of the greatest voice actors of all time. He's Spike in Cowboy Bebop, or he's Tom from Toonami. He's that voice. He's Madara Uchiha. Like he's the GOAT when it comes to English dub voice actor. But he had a tweet that says, "Hey friends, I know that AI technology is exciting. But if you see my voice or any of the characters that I voice offered on any of those sites, please know that I have not given my permission and never will. This is highly unethical and we appreciate your support. Thank you." I think this is super important because the problem is they're taking these modulated voices and they're creating some obscene shit on the internet right now. For example, Legal sent me a post from YouTube of somebody taking Todd Howard's voice. And if you don't know who Todd Howard is in the video game realm, he didn't create Skyrim or Elder Scrolls, but he's the major producer of the most recent Elder Scrolls games from Morrowind to Skyrim. He sent me this YouTube video of somebody taking an AI generated voice of Todd Howard, it made it sound like he was giving an announcement about how Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out next year, and they're going to be, and some of the features is going to be sex mods, or like the mods that was like the perverted mods that's in Skyrim, like that you can download, like the sex mods that you could do, and it was the most obscene shit. Yes, it still sounded a little robotic, and you could tell it's not really Todd Howard saying this stuff, but it's extremely dangerous, this tool, like the ChatGPT shit, the voice AI modular shit. It's extremely dangerous. So yeah, if y'all see anything from the voice actors, don't believe it unless it comes straight from them. That's what we got to say. Like, it's really important that we keep that in mind and respect that and what they do, because I guarantee you're going to hear some obscene shit probably said from Steve Blum still.
And even to add on top of that, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I saw there's a TikTok that's going around. It's a movie scene. Basically what it is that it's a regular movie scene. They use AI to do 4 different things. One, they use AI to entirely make the voice go silent, but the character is still acting out everything. The mouth's not moving anymore, and it's a real human. This is not like CGI or anything like that, but they essentially can use the deep fake transition whole thing with the AI, and also do things like mute the sound so the person talks, but They do all the same face gestures just without the mouth. Then they can change the voice to like a different language, and the AI will reproduce a different language. Then they can change the dialogue from, cursing or adult content to PG-13 content. And this is all done via AI as well. So it's like to see this kind of stuff, you don't know how far this really can go, because at this point, the AI and the CGI and stuff can get so good to where it'll be extremely hard to tell the difference on the internet, to look at a post on the internet and say that's not the actual person.
Right.
And to have the voices and words modified so extremely easily. It's the same thing that they've been telling you since the internet started. Don't believe everything you see on the internet, and especially now at this point.
Yeah, so don't go trying to cancel Steve Bloom because you hear Madara say some crazy shit, like some genocidal shit. Or don't go canceling fucking Troy Baker or Laura Bailey or any of these people who does fantastic voice work, because these are the most popular figures in anime and voiceover history. And people will try their best to either create some drama for some fame or do whatever they can to kind of stir shit up. So just remember, if you see anything on the internet that isn't coming from the voice actors themselves, 99% of them have Twitter. 99% of them are on the internet somewhere. If it's not coming from them directly, it's probably not them. So just be careful of that. I really wanted to just get that out there so people would know that this is, I actually find it to be extremely serious and scary, because, I mean, you look at it now, you look at what the internet is doing now. They will take anything perceived from anybody and fucking run with it. Like,
Rihanna's pregnant.
Yeah, I'm just more so speaking on the holier than thou those people. You know what I'm saying? The more holier than thou those are like the ones that frustrate me the most, because they sit there on tweeting on iPhones that were made by kids for 25 cents on a dollar in slave camps, basically, and just be like, oh, I promise you I'm just the most wholesome person ever, or I promise you I'm so righteous. No, you're not. Nothing you do is righteous. I can promise you everything that you've touched has dealt with something wrong. You're not morally perfect. Nobody is morally perfect. So just make sure, okay, you do the best you can by being the best person you can, and don't project. All right, I hate that shit. It pisses me off so much. Don't project, and just be kind to one another. That's literally the moral of the story. Now, to get off the serious shit, I want to give a shout out to my boy, Rob. Well, no, let's do this first. Tell, what was your episode of the week? Let's get into Mic Check Waifu.
This is an extremely hard week, actually. I'm gonna lie to you.
Agree wholeheartedly.
But just hear me out, and this is the first time you're going to hear me say this.
Okay.
My episode of the week is going to go to Blue Lock.
Interesting.
I think this is probably one of my favorite episodes of Blue Lock since it started.
Couldn't agree more.
And it's almost, I'm giving it to him for the most improved, but yeah, Blue Lock had a great episode this week, so I'm gonna give it to Blue Lock.
I couldn't agree more. That's a good one. Finally, it was probably because Isagi wasn't the main, and the thing, it's sad to say, but he wasn't the main person doing the talking.
He also wasn't a puss bag, you know?
That's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, so I couldn't agree more. As far as my episode of the week, it's really tough, man, because there was so many good shows. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Farming Life in Another World.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm giving it to Farming Life in Another World is because at first it just started off as super kind, cutesy, and cuddly, and just about, a bunch of people coming together and building this farm and just living on the farm and doing cool shit on the farm. It actually brought some action into it this time.
And I was going to ask, because I did not see this episode. I saw the last episode I saw was when he was working with the Beehive.
Okay.
What happened in this one?
I don't really want to talk about it because it's kind of it was kind of a something that I was like, oh shit, really? Okay. Maybe we'll have some beef. Kind of indicated there's some people that might not be, too good, or he might have to fight. And it's super interesting. It's super interesting, which I didn't expect. To be honest, I didn't expect any fight in the show whatsoever. So it's very interesting. So it easily could have been Angel Next Door, obviously, because again, another fantastic episode. Impossible to not. But yeah. So let's move on here. I wanted to get into one grade early. What we're going to do is we're going to do our grades first, and then we're going to go into the listener grades, because we got a lot of listener grades, and a lot of listener comments, and that's going to kind of makes the show a little bit longer. But I do want to start off with Rob J's first, because Rob J is the GOAT, and he gives good stuff for me to perfectly segue into something that I want to discuss with my co-host here. So he says, for me, the second core of My Hero has been doing the damn thing. But if I had to choose on one that's been absolutely carrying, it's The Angel Next Door. Easily one of the best slice of life I've ever seen. And my grade for the winter season so far would be a B. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, couldn't agree with you more. But he also asks us this question, Till, and this question is going to segue perfectly into what I got to ask you. Also, Eminence in the Shadow finale is this week. What have your thoughts been on it, and would you want to see a season 2 or no? Now, what I want to do before we answer that question is talk about our past sleepers and our current sleepers. Let's give our thoughts on our past sleepers first by starting off with Eminence in Shadows. For those of you that don't know, we pick a sleeper every season, and my sleeper from last season was Eminence in Shadow, but because it's running 20 episodes, it kind of trickled in the winter. So, starting off with Eminence in Shadows, what are my thoughts on it so far? It's still good. It hasn't been bad. What it has been doing though is been getting a little annoying. I've seen the sentiment from Crystal as well, but me and Taylor have shared the same sentiment since like episode 6 or something like that. We're a little tired of the shtick. The shtick was cool at the beginning, but it started to become very, very old and like, yo, just fucking do the damn thing, or at least stop pretending to not know anything. Yeah, that's the part I think that's more rough than just him not showing out like he could. It's the fact that he's just acting like he's clueless on everything, which that's probably the most important part. But what's cool is everything around Sid, like the Shadow Garden, they're fucking phenomenal. I love all of them. The princesses, I love all of them in their different personalities. It's their different personalities are so different that it complements each other well, which is weird to say. The show is really good when it's combat involved, but it's rare that it's kind of rare that combat has been involved recently, except for recently. And what's been happening recently in the episode before the last, man, has been amazing. Like the tournament and him popping up and showing off and helping the other princess. It's been good. It's my sleeper for Eminence in Shadows. This is probably, again, I wouldn't say it's my best sleeper. Definitely not even close to my worst sleeper. It's like a middle of the road sleeper, but not as the term as they like to say mid. I don't think it's mid. I think it's better than that, but it's not as eye popping as my current sleeper this season. So, what's your thoughts on Eminence in Shadow?
I feel like I almost like the conversational parts of Eminence in Shadow more than the actual action. Like I do like when he pop off or when they pop off in general. But like what I hate about Eminence in Shadow is the same thing, like you said, the shtick of it. The why are we still hiding that you are the Eminence in Shadow? And I get it. Maybe if it's good enough to get a season 2, show us something different. But I feel like it's the nuance of this is getting a little in the way almost in terms of how I feel this story could really develop. Like it would be nice to see this story explode into something with the reveal of who the Eminence in Shadow is, right?
Like this story watching it with an anchor on his back.
Right. It could explode and be something entirely different. Like this show could be badass and we can get an amazing budget for season 2 because the way things just popped off. Yeah. And it's almost like you can see it holding itself back, like you said, with that anchor. But I do like it. I would definitely say, shoot, it's better than some of the sleepers I've chosen. It's not like it's a bad show by any means. It just the hiding in the shadow part really holds it back sometimes. So
yeah,
it's a good show. I wouldn't even say it was mid. I would say it's definitely better than mid. I think it'd even be something I'd recommend for some people.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the Eminence in Shadow. It's a unique thing, and some people might even love that. Some people might love that whole element that he has, that he brings to it, with not revealing himself. But it's just not my cup of tea. Yeah,
like I said, I'm okay with him not revealing himself. It'd just be better if he was more cognizant of the shit that's going on around him. He has no idea of the Diablo cult or whatever. He has some pseudo sense of it, but everything that he's doing is all purely accidental. Yeah. And that kind of is getting annoying. I kind of would like for him to be a master plan. You know what I'm saying? Like a master strategist or something like that. But
right.
I mean, I digress.
He's not there.
Do we want a season 2? Absolutely. Absolutely want a season 2. Because like Tel said, it could pop off in a season 2 if it wants to. Like, you know what would have been cool for me? If one of the princesses accidentally, the blonde hair princess specifically, found out that he was the shadow. I think that shit would have been dope.
Yeah, I would just like for somebody to find out. Like, I would even be cool with him continuing the facade if somebody just found out. Like,
yes.
Like, who was it? The one that went off abroad? The daughter.
And they didn't do anything with that.
If she found out, I'd have been like, I fucks with this. I like this.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because that just reminded me. They put her, when they sent her away, you had a sense of something stewing within her, but that just disappeared. It's just gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell happened with that? Like,
find out in season 2, probably.
She was on the she was like on the title page, like the cover page of the art too. Like, she was supposed to be a part of the show more, and she had 4 episodes maybe. Mm-hmm. And then she was just gone and just never heard of again. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Eminence in Shadow's good. Now to move on to Tell's seasonal thing, sleeper from last season, Blue Lock. We just talked about it. He got his episode of the week. This one, dude, if it wasn't his sleeper, I wouldn't watch it. I probably would have dropped this a long time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah,
long time ago. Yeah, this one is it hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been good either. You know what I mean?
It is. I will say it does not feel like the higher tier of the sports anime I've watched.
Yeah, definitely the lower tier.
And it's not like, because I don't even think the art style is what I hate about it. I think it's literally just the repetition. Like, you're already iterating, which is a repetition, but you're reiterating an iteration. And to me, that's a whole lot of repetition.
Reiterating or iteration is fucking perfect. That's exactly what it is.
It would be beautiful if a lot of that shit stopped too. It almost has like what Eminence in Shadow has holding it back, but like times 2. It's like just stop with the over explanation, high key, and just do it. Because I'm not here. And I would be here for more of the psychological aspect, because I was here to see people cry. Like, what I saw in this most recent episode that I loved was the king get broken down.
Yes.
And find himself as a king again.
Yes.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to see, that kind of psychological break. I wanted to see people crying because they was like, yo, I can't play. I'm not good enough to play soccer with this bum.
The first 2 was so fire. The first 2 episodes was so fire, because that's exactly what it was. It was people getting shitted on.
Shat on.
Yeah. And it was gone. They were gone. And it gave you this false sense of battle royale. That would have been cool if it was actual battle royale.
It gave you a false sense of permanence, where like these characters, when they lose, they are permanently gone. But like, yeah, we get that they're permanently gone, but it doesn't feel like that is so important. It doesn't. Yeah. That doesn't really weigh heavy in your mind. The fact that their actual soccer career is destroyed. You know, right. Like, I want to see people break down from being destroyed. Like, I want to see Rio in this next episode. I want to see him cry for not being chosen.
Right. Because Chigiri, whatever the fuck his name is getting picked. Mm-hmm. I just feel like this one, man, it's just like you said, the reiteration of an iteration is so fucking annoying because it's literally 15 minutes of one screenshot basically of him in motion, but it's not moving. It's like nothing is animated. Just the eyes has a little flame, maybe a pop up or something like that. And it's, I can, I have to, I need to, I can, I have to, I need to, I can, I have to, I need to. Every sentence start that you read on these subtitles is I can, I have to, I need to. Mm-hmm. That's it. Over and over and over and over for 15 minutes of the episode. Then maybe we'll get a little animation. And it's so frustrating because, again, the potential of what's happening around us, like if you just talk about, if we just sit here and told you what's happening in the show, you'd be like, oh, that shit sounds fire, right? But the execution of it is just not fire because you got, all right, man, you got these people, man, they're in this fucking basically camp where they have to perform or they done with soccer, period. All right. So now they have to compete 5-on-5 and then whoever loses gets sent to this, gets eliminated and they can't participate in the blue lock anymore. And they're done. And you just start talking about it and the shit sounds fire and you start watching it and you're like, okay, this motherfucker monologuing again for 15 minutes. The same screen. It's like a screenshot on the screen that we're watching right now. We're not even watching the show. Nothing's moving. Okay. Maybe except for his eyes or something like that. And he's like, I can, I want, I can, I want to, I have to, I can't, are the things that's said constantly.
And let me just demonstrate really quick how much impact is lost in this show, right? They came in this show with the fact that there are 300 people in this arena who are going to be dwindled down to the very last one person. We get past the first selection and they just happen to throw in the fact that, oh no, there's not 300 people. There's only 100 people. And that should have been impactful. Yeah, that should have been like, hold up. It's only 100 of us. It's not 300. It's only 100 of us. And that completely felt like they brought it in and I didn't care.
Yeah, no, I forgot that was impactful.
Why was that not impactful? It's because of the delivery of the show. They're not building up this psychological impact like they thought they were. And that's my problem with it. I don't think it's the worst show I've ever watched.
It's not a bad show, but
I just think that almost every sleeper I've chosen over this one has been better.
Yeah, 100%, except for the car one. But like, I think I don't even know. You know how Eminence and Shadow isn't mid, but it's not great. It's like in between mid and great. This is not mid. It's below mid and bad, or below. It's in between mid and mid and bad. So it's like, I'm sorry for those of you who love this show, but it ain't that good, unfortunately. Hopefully, with the way last episode went, they did leave us with that cock tease of a teaser. Though I hate when shows do that because they don't need to. No show needs to do that.
And then the next episode we're not gonna get no traction, no motion,
no movement, nothing until probably maybe the last 3 minutes when the game is about to start. Like, it's so predictable, whatever. But yeah, those very different sleepers still I think are decent. Maybe except for Blue Lock not being that decent, but I digress. Now, as far as this season goes, this is the perfect time to transition to what do you think about our current sleepers? Where do they sit? Where do they stand in the hierarchy of how we feel, what we feel is carrying this season? So what we feel is carrying this?
My sleeper, I will 100% tell you I would have dropped.
Damn, that's crazy.
I would have dropped if it wasn't my sleeper.
Such potential too.
It's not enjoyable for me. And I don't know what it is.
Let people know what your sleeper is. Sorry.
My sleeper is Ninja Fush. Hold up. Ninja and Fusion, adventurers who don't believe in humanity will save the world. Yeah, bro. Right now, it is to me, it is less than middling. I don't like almost any of the characters. Not even gonna hold you. I don't like almost any of the characters. And to me, it only got worse when they introduced the sword and the whole power of friendship mentality. It was like, yep, go ahead and throw this shit out the window. But I'm watching it. Hopefully it get better. Yeah, this is almost I don't know. It's like right there with Blue Lock.
Damn.
I am not enjoying this one, not even a little bit.
Yeah, I would say I was enjoying it until the sword. When the sword came in, I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, that kind of threw it off a lot. Like, it was something about those last couple episodes. Was it 2 or 3 episodes with the sword?
Yep.
I was just like, yeah, you can turn this shit off, bro.
Because it was starting off so good because you had a situation to where the ice mage wasn't working real well with Kieran, which is basically the tank. And she shot those icicles at her and it almost hit her. Like, that kind of shit was cool because it was introducing a dynamic of them having to learn how to work together. I thought it was going to be something completely different than what it ended up being. Then they had that whole competition with his ex, and that shit was stupid. Like, it was none of that shit made sense. I'm like, this ain't. How are y'all saving the world? This is not even. This is just an ancillary bullshit ass moment. So a lot of people picked this when we did our seasonal preview. This one ain't it. This one ain't it. It could have been such potential between these two people who just don't get along. It could have been Grimgar, kind of shit. But it's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close. And it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad because I was looking forward to it. Because it looked like it was going to be something special. Even from the synopsis. But not much more to say there. I would say, it's right there with Blue Lock there. I think Blue Lock is a little bit better.
Yeah.
So far, at least. Now, remember, this is just midterm. So we're just kind of going as is now. But my sleeper, which is The Angel Next Door. And with the way
go home.
with the way The Angel Next Door is moving, this can probably make my top 10 anime of all time if it continues to move like it's moving right now. Now, I will say this with this most recent episode. I love this most recent episode, but I do wish we're starting to move into progress. We started to see him buckle a little bit. Both of them buckle a lot more this episode. But I feel like we need to start to see them kind of move forward now, which I think we will, because this will be the perfect time to do so, if I had to guess. But Angel Next Door is probably my top show that's carrying this entire winter season.
Angel Next Door is one of the best shows this season. Hold on.
Absolutely. It's not even close. What's close?
It's probably the best show this season.
I keep thinking. I keep looking at stuff and I don't see anything.
Polo be getting advice.
I really don't.
He be getting advice and shit, bro.
The problem is like so much. I got like 1,000 anime under my belt. When it comes to slice of life, when I read a synopsis of a slice of life, you can kind of tell where it's going to go. Yeah. And when you can kind of tell where it's going to go, but it takes it and it puts a better spin on it's what it's been absolutely doing. It's been great. 2 of the best characters, again, probably in slice of life history. 2 of the best main characters. Both adorable, extremely nice, realistic, no bullshit. It's a no nonsense, perfect anime.
We love them, bro. We
Absolutely.
love them. We love them, and the characters in the show love them.
Yep. Everybody around them.
Everybody we know loves them. Yep. My wife love them. My kids love them. My new dog love them.
Monique watching this one?
No, but she love them.
She should. I think she'll like it.
Yeah, I think I will just start over with her because she been watching Buddy Daddies and Tomo-chan with me.
Yeah. So this one's carrying the season for sure.
Easy.
For sure. Okay. Now, with our sleepers out of the way, you didn't have anything else to say about Angel Next Door, right?
Nah, watch it.
Okay. With our sleepers out of the way, now we could just go start to look at the season in general. I will say this before we get into that. I did start Buddy Daddies. Buddy Daddies dubbed is out. 3 episodes is out of the dub, so that's all I'm gonna do is watch the dub. This is probably where I'm gonna catch some heat. Okay.
How are the voices for it?
They're great. It was fantastic. Some great voices in this show. I will say this: hate the kid. Can't stand the kid. She's probably the absolute worst part about the show.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. The most annoying. She's a kid. She's just a kid. She's a literal kid who acts like a kid, but a kid in the most annoying way possible. She's like a dog that just craves attention, that just gets in a fucking way, and it irritates me to death, bro. I want to kick it. I want to kick her so bad. I can't stand her. I can't fucking stand her. She nothing like Yakuza-san, the Yakuza one. She's nothing like her. Nothing like her at all. Because she was a sweetheart. She was out of the way, but she still was caring and loving and shy and sweet. No, this one, she's loud, obnoxious, in the way, annoying. She's like this. I'm not touching you, but I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you, but I'm not touching you kind of person. And I don't like it. Don't like it.
So you don't like kids? That's what she is.
No,
she's a kid, but she's not the optimal kid, right? She's not like she's not the kid who had parents who were present and taught her that you can just be calm and quiet, and
relax. Yeah.
She had
a rough childhood. Yeah. So I will say this: I only watched up to episode 3 in the dub because that's all that's out. And it's so sad. Her mom is a piece of shit. Like,
fuck.
I can't. It's awful. Like, I feel for the kid. And that part in this most recent, in episode 3, I will say, like, that part did make me care for her a little bit more than I did for the first 2. Because the first 2, I was ready to say, fuck, this show is like, I hate this show.
Yeah. Episode 1, her dad gets killed.
Yeah, which was I didn't care about because
he was a piece of shit too. He was
didn't know him.
People. Episode 3, her mom. We found out her mom ain't shit. Yeah. I think you will like her more coming soon, but I can understand why you don't, because it makes sense. So it 100% makes sense because it fits you not to like her.
She's just a fucking menace. Sit your ass down, man. Sit down. That's all I kept saying when I was watching. Shut up. Sit down, please.
This is why Saber is so cool, calm, and collected.
Like, he don't do shit. He don't do shit but get on my nerves whenever he ready to go outside. But it's like, and then the show itself, it's just, I like a lot of people, and we're gonna get to that when we're done giving our takes. But a lot of people talk about how Buddy Daddies is carrying, and I don't think so. I don't think the show is that great, at least so far. Only 3 episodes in. If this was a 3-episode rule, I probably would have dropped it, to be honest, because this shit is not that good. The situations that they get in, it's dry, very, very, very dry, like rice that's uncooked. Like, they get a mission, they do the mission, they basically fail the mission, and then like I said, from what I've seen so far, the 3 episodes I watched so far is because of this little girl for 2 of them, and it's like, all right, well, I'm kind of bored of that. Like, I want y'all to pop off. I want y'all to succeed. I want to see a deeper backstory behind these missions that y'all doing, or a bigger villain behind something. Again, I'm only 3 episodes in. Keep that in mind. But Buddy Daddies is at the bottom of the list for me. This one gets a whole fat C so far from 3 episodes in. Big fat C.
Buddy Daddies for me gets a B. I don't think it's like top of the list for this season, but I definitely think it's like, and I mean, maybe because I'm 3 episodes ahead of you.
Yeah, she could probably spin, but
I think that for sure, if we're comparing it to some of the other shit that I've seen this season, that I would give a C. This is definitely a B. It's decent.
Interesting.
Better, I would say better than decent. It's. I'm not giving it an A. I'm not giving it a B plus. You get a B. It's a B is solid.
Okay.
I like the characters. I like the little girl. I think Miri is cool. I think you like her better coming soon. But also, I have kids who are not like Miri because they love people, but they are energetic.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe it's because I'm not a daddy. That could be it too. Who knows? That could be entirely the case. But nah, that shit ain't it. What show you got next?
High Card.
Oh God, I still ain't even watched past the episode 1 I watched.
High Card is a solid C minus. I'm just gonna start there. It's not the worst this season. It's just not good. And I mean, I'm not gonna say, because C minus is okay. It's not like it's bad. It's just that it gives you typical kid battle shonen, but with
a mature spin,
semi adult themes, because there's blood and stuff in it and cigarette.
Yeah, people get
so it's like
holes in them.
I feel like as an adult, they could have made this overall better. right? Like if you're going to give me battle shonen adult themes, like you remember Juni Taisen?
Yeah.
I feel like they should have just went the Juni Taisen route.
That shit was ass too, in my opinion.
But it would be better. This would be better with Juni Taisen route.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like that's just how I could be wrong for perceiving it that way, but I would rather see Zodiac Wars. We just going in, fighting, and people die, and it's like they're giving us characters and they want us to care about these characters, but the character development and story elements that they want to drive the inspiration to like these characters is ass. It's not good.
And that's important, man. That's very important.
We don't have a reason to care for these characters, bro.
To be honest, that's what I felt about Juni Taisen. That's exactly what I felt about Juni Taisen. I didn't care about any of the characters.
The one character I did like in Juni Taisen, Monkey.
Yep.
Got did dirty.
Yeah, of course. And I barely even liked her. I just didn't care enough.
That's what I'm saying.
And that was before I went
to like people.
Yeah, and that was before I even went the full slice of life route when I was still into the battle shit. So yeah, that was rough for me. For me, I have probably the only bad grade I'm gonna give this season. Okay. And this is a big fat F. All right. The first time ever during our midterms, I'm giving an F. And it's for the show, The Fruit of Evolution. Before I knew it my life had made it or whatever. So The Fruit of Evolution season 1 was satire, pure satire. It's the isekai satire of this fat kid who gets transferred to this other world, eats this fruit, and he evolves. Every time he evolves, he gets stronger. He gets these crazy powers. Okay, it was funny. It was not made to be a good show, but it was a good show. You know what I'm saying? It was pure satire, comedy. Just you enjoy the season 1 for what it's worth. He's meeting these different characters. The different characters are likable and funny and neat. Then season 2 comes. If you go to season 2, look on Crunchyroll, just check the comments. Every single person in the comments says the exact same thing I feel. And what the fuck happened to the show's pacing? It completely went to shit. Not only that, the animation got worse. So the animation got worse. The pacing changed to something completely different, and nothing happened. And we're 5 episodes in, about to be 6 episodes in. Nothing's happening at all whatsoever. And it's like, everybody agrees. Damn, they were like, I'm just give you an example of a comment. They were like, what happened to the show's pacing? Or the show was a dumpster fire, but it was a good type of dumpster fire. What happened to the show? What happened to the show's pacing? Why is it moving like this? There's nothing happening. What is going on? Like, it's all the same thing. This is like the most uniform I ever seen the anime community in the Crunchyroll comment section, because everybody feels the same way as I do. Because as soon as I'm done with an episode, I'm like, well, what the fuck was that? What happened here? Why did it just disappear like this? Because it had a structured goal and sequences that fucking flow together nicely with comedy that was hilarious. And you go here and it's like, what's happening? And then everybody in the comments saying the same thing I'm saying every time episode ends. I'm saying this in my head. They all said it in the comments. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I ain't never seen Crunchyroll comments like this. Super uniform. Big fat F, man, because it's sad. I'm gonna finish it because I committed, but it's so sad to see that this show goes down like this, because it's so much better than it's doing itself right now. Big fat F. What you got, Till?
I'm gonna go on Polo Bag, and I'm gonna go with Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible.
Oh yeah, fucking love this show. Fucking love this show.
I don't know why.
You're crazy.
And I do want to see a grade on this one, obviously. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. I think the only thing that's not an amazing factor of this show is the animation. Which the animation is entirely intentional. What
you say?
This show is amazing.
Oh, I hate you because I couldn't gauge what you were saying. Okay, go ahead.
The only thing that's not amazing about this show is the animation. I love the characters, and I'm not saying I don't like the art style, but that is more or less what it's intentional. Mm-hmm. I just don't like it. But everything else, I love this most recent episode.
Oh God, it's so good.
It was good. It was so good.
It was so good.
But yeah, man, it's another just the characters are so wholesome and cute, and there is like that miscommunication, misunderstanding kind of like thing to it, but not like vastly there. You know, it's not it's not like it's overwhelming and taking over the entirety of the show, but it's so good, bro.
Yeah, so
I'm giving it an A.
Wow, A. Crazy. Yeah, I didn't expect that because I was too. I would definitely give this one A because, like, for one, what's so great about Kubo is that, again, it's a very simple take that you've seen in hundreds of slice of life anime before. You got the one girl teasing the guy, okay, and the guy is just kind of oblivious. But the difference is the main character, he's super invisible. Like, you believe his miscommunication above anybody else that you've ever watched in anime. You believe him because of his situation. His situation is that nobody notices him whatsoever. No matter what happens, nobody really notices him unless he trips and fall, which is fucking hilarious. But right. he's the most background of background characters. He's the background character that don't even get a face in anime. All right. But this one girl, Kubo, she always notices him no matter what. And you can feel that she's crushing on him, but it's not like a, wait, is she or is she not kind of deal? You know what I'm saying? And this is so, again, like Tell said, it's so cute because she starts to realize it like later on in the season. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's not a spoiler to say this, but she starts to notice it later on in the season when she's talking to her friends. And that was probably one of the best parts of the entire series so far, because it's like a realization like, oh, wait, maybe I do have a problem with him if he ever talks to another girl or if anybody else notices him. Like, it's just so cute, man. So wholesome, man. It's a great show. Two very, very solid characters in a way that you root for whatever they have going on. You definitely root for them. I don't know if it's going to get a season 2, which makes me sad. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it will, because it's rated really high, and it's like number 9 rated in 2023. So it's getting good reviews from even everybody in the anime community as well. I enjoy this one. I would definitely give this one A as well. Wow, I didn't expect you to go to Kubo route. I thought you wasn't gonna like it. Moving on from Kubo though, one that I know nobody's watching. I talk about the show a lot. The Ice Blade Sorceress, I Rule the World.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it's getting credit for. It's, again, the animation's rough. It's by a brand new studio. Likeable characters. It's not I wouldn't want to say it's not a great show. Okay. It's a good show. I give the show a solid C. Again, I like the characters. Animation stinks. But the main character is one of the best battle high school main characters I've had probably since Chivalry, to be honest. And it's an interesting concept. Very, very, very cliche, but in a different way. I like it, but it's middling for sure. So it's a C.
I thought he was gonna get out a higher score than that. No. I gave it a C, a solid C, because I mean, I agree with everything you said. Like, I don't think it's an outstanding show. I think it's a cool show. I think it's better than stuff we're definitely watching. So yeah, I hate to say it, but even some returning shows, it's kind of got a little bit of leverage to me over those shows.
Yes, I agree.
Just because it's kind of fresh. Yeah, but it's fresh and it's
in a familiar way.
Yeah, exactly that. It's fresh in a familiar way.
Couldn't agree more. You want to go to one of those returning shows, Till? Feel free.
Put me on the spot. I feel like all right, I'm gonna talk about Tokyo Revengers.
Let's do it.
Tokyo Revengers so far this season, outside of this most recent episode, has been a C for me.
Couldn't agree more.
And
I've read it, so
I don't think it's because I read it though. I just think that this whole part is just middling. It's okay, but they could have. There's just so much conversation, and even after reading it, it felt like there's so much fluff in here, like unnecessary spaces and pauses. But Tokyo Revengers, it's not like it's a bad show. It's exactly what I feel like I recall it being, and there's build up to getting to this moment where this is more impactful. And later on, when the season is over, maybe it won't be a C. Right now, though, I have to give it like a solid C+.
I want to remind you, Till, we felt like this from season 1 too, so it doesn't change anything. Like it's a good show. It's a good show, but it's not the show that everybody else think it is for us. Like if you look on the internet, if you look at the consensus on the internet, probably before the season, because I don't see anybody talking about this season, you would think this was Vivi type level shit. Like this was up there for them. For us, it wasn't. It was always the show that was cool.
This was 86.
Yeah, hell no. Yeah, exactly. This is 86 to us is what Tokyo Revengers is to the rest of the internet. Now, the thing with Tokyo Revengers for me is it's a C for me as well. But
I'm surprised. I thought you were gonna give it like a B-.
Fuck no, not even close. The problem is I read it, and what I've read it is exactly what we're getting, which is dope. It's just dope. I'm gonna go into a tweet that we got here in a minute about that, but before I do that, I want to just say this is exactly what the manga is. It was exactly this when I was reading it. Boring as fuck. Everything happened just as slow. It felt fluffy. That's the time it started to be the time I started to put it down. I think it was after the brawl I put it down. I'm like, okay, I'm done reading this shit.
Yeah, I think after this next thing is where I stopped.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like this shit is, I'll watch it. And to be honest, I haven't watched the most recent episode. I just know that actually, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm 3 episodes behind, but I know what happens. I know. Spoiler alert. I know that he gets to the point where he tries to dump what's her name because he feels like his best or whatever. Like all that fluffy bullshit. Like I know what's happening. I know it's coming up, and I just don't care. I don't give a fuck about it at all. And the fact that I'm 3 episodes behind goes to show like it's cool. Like the first 3 was fine. That's why I got a C. I probably, if I would have continued watching it, it'd probably be even lower, to be honest. But I digress. So I want to go to this before we continue, because I also think this is very important. We had a dope tweet, man, super dope tweet from somebody. I got to find it because we got our mentions kind of get blown up sometime. Let me see here. Here it is. So we had a tweet from young Randy Savage, YUNG Randy Savage. He says, surprise Mike Check Waifu. Surprise at Mike Check Waifu. You can follow us on Twitter just like he is, and say didn't bring this up, but I think the part of the problem with live action adaptations is that they are trying to adapt the anime and not the manga. You're going to lose things naturally when you adapt when you adapt an adaptation. I'm like, that's a fucking bar, bro. And I said, big facts, big time. You lose a lot. It's true because it's like a game of telephone. The anime lose something, then the live action lose more on top of that. So he was spitting, and he says exactly once they adapt the anime, they caught up. Once they adapt an anime, they caught up and tried to either put a twist on it or emulate it too much. It's a vicious cycle. Just stick to the source material. And I couldn't agree more. What Tokyo Revengers is doing, and for better or worse, because it could be the or worse as well, they're sticking to the source material and they're following the manga to the T. Like from the 3 episodes I've seen so far, it's been to the fucking T, to the letter. And I was bored reading it, and I'm feeling pretty bored watching it. So I think a C for Tokyo Revengers is absolutely perfect. And shout out to young Randy Savage. We appreciate you for bringing that to our attention, because you don't even think about it like that until you mention it. Like,
and that's all facts. My favorite manga, Twin Star Exorcist. That anime adaptation, trash. It was it's a
awful.
Fucking garbage. And I know people who like it, and I'm just like, no.
Read it.
Read that shit, because man, it's still going, and it's at the climax right now. But yeah,
big facts, man. So good news, Till.
What's that?
Nier Automata is coming back next week.
Let's go.
So we got that to look forward to, even though Kubo is going to be done after this most recent episode for a little while to take a break. Also, Misfit Demon King Academy is on break, but we can still talk about it. Kubo, we already talked about. Misfit Demon Kings, luckily we could talk about it because it went on hiatus just before it got to its 5th episode. And Misfit Demon King is one of the comebacks that's still really good to me.
Man, Misfit Demon King. So, and I mean, I don't know why I feel like I remember Misfit Demon King being action heavy.
Yes, it was more action.
But this is like the puzzles and stuff. The seeing Anos' thought process and going through some stuff. The only thing I haven't liked about this season, and that's just hear me out. I know this is gonna be bullshit, but the only thing I haven't liked about this season was the damn tree. That tree was the ugliest shit I've seen since X-Arm.
Yeah, very bad.
But literally, like how the story is developing and how we're getting these details and trying to figure out where it's going. I really enjoy this, and I hate to say I don't want to say it, like I hope I'm not being biased, you know, but I enjoy what I'm seeing, bro. It is what it is.
What grade you give it?
I gave it a B+.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. I wrote it down. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For me, it was a B2. It's a B as well, because the thing with Misfit is the only problem I have and why it's probably not an A is because the pickup. The pickup was, I felt a little lost at first when it first came back.
Yeah, I gave it a B+.
Okay. Yeah, I was a little lost. I was confused. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember what happened exactly. How did it end? And then it slowly started to come back to me. So because it started to slowly come back to me, I was a little lost at first. I was lost in the sauce, kind of like fumbling around, but it ended up becoming one of my favorites this season for sure. Like I enjoy the characters still. I love the little twist that they gave. Interesting what they gotta go through right now and what they're working on right now. I still love his mom to death. She's the waifu. Absolutely great. And
his dad ain't half bad either.
Yeah, his dad is dope too. Facts. And then to see the girl that he literally changed her life, and to see her kind of like get the what's that one story I think we had to read in school? You remember the story? I can't remember what it was called. I don't know if you read it in Maple or if we read it in Maple or I read it in Bedford, but it was about a dude who turned himself black and who went around living as a black man, and like the segregation times, I think it was.
No, I ain't read that in Maple. That's the higher education level stuff.
Okay, it probably was Bedford then. And he was it was a fucking sad ass book because he was going through hell, obviously. And to just live like that is basically what Anos did to that former royal and turned her into basically a half-breed or whatever they call it. And to see her kind of like go through that shit reminded me of that book. And I'm like, damn, that's an interesting fucking concept. Not saying that he planned this out from the beginning, but it kind of was a cool situation because she was relying on her royal blood, and now that she's one of the regular folk and getting beat the fuck up, it was just cool to see. Not cool to see, but you know what I mean.
It's cool to see. Fuck it.
A cool situation to have in an anime. Let me put it that way. Okay, what you got? Let's try to speed through these because we going long. We're already 57 minutes in. All
right, one that I know Polo ain't watching, The Magical Revolution. I really enjoy this show. It is one of my favorites.
Shoujo lover. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites of the season. I'm giving it an A-.
Damn.
Yeah, this is really good in my opinion. Great for the season.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go to Nagatoro then. Don't Mess With Me, Nagatoro Second Attack. A show that I hated at first, season 1 at the beginning. I kept watching it and it grew on me. I then started to grow attached to the characters. For me, the Second Attack, the second season has been a tad bit better, more to handle, because it's more in touch with their feelings, specifically Nagatoro, and it's cute. So I'm gonna give that one a C. Don't deserve anything higher than a C.
Tomo-chan is a girl.
Yes.
Another one of my favorites of the season. I'm giving this one a B-. I think it's just overall as a slice of life and romance kind of comedy series. It's kind of creative in a sense, but just good. It's just good.
I gave Tomo-chan a B.
Yeah.
B is really, really good. It's a good show. Fucking fantastic. Did you watch the dub yet at all?
No, I haven't watched the dub at all yet.
Love the fucking dub, man. Love the dub. It's really, really good. You should check it out. The next episode, watch dub. because again, they're simul-dubbing this, which I wish they did this with more anime because that'd be fantastic if they did. But yeah, I'm gonna go to chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. Fucking love what they did this most recent episode, even though it was rushed forward. They kind of did a small time skip. I still think it was fantastic. I love the fact that they got married. I love the fact, spoilers. I love the fact that there it's just character growth per se. And it's looking like it's going to lead to something sick. So chilling in my 30s, I'm going to give chilling in my 30s a B, a solid B.
I also gave chilling in my 30s a B, just a regular B. Let's see. Let's go with Giant Beast of Ours. F. Don't watch it.
Shit, an F. That's crazy.
It's literally my least favorite so far for the season. It's actually really, really bad.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna go to one until I ain't watching. By the Grace of Gods 2. By the Grace of Gods 2 is so good. It's like the perfect show to watch with kids. Something that dad needs to talk and little Vash can sit down and watch. Or, Tell and his 3 little ones can sit down and enjoy. It's so fucking adorable, man. It's a positive isekai with an overpowered character who's just extremely nice and friendly, and the people around him is extremely nice and friendly, which is completely opposite from the world he came from, because the world he came from was the salaryman worker life, and he was abused basically at his job to where they took advantage of his kindness. And now in this world, he's getting rewarded for it, and it's sweet. It's a sweet show with a little kid who's fucking popping off in this new world that he's living in with slimes.
Bungo Stray Dogs. I love Bungo Stray Dogs. I'm giving this season right now a B minus.
Okay.
Like I said, B minus is not bad. It's just, it's cool. It's not ramped up yet, and it might. You know how these anime like this, they ramp up towards the latter end of the season, but it's still solid. 100%. It's nothing I hate about it at all. And I even think that the beginning with like how they set up everything with the composition and letting us understand our characters a little bit more,
which they do every season.
Very good. That was very, very good. And like you said, you do it every season. And I even talked about this before, the transition to the color from the black and white to the actual color. It felt impactful. But right now it's not to the meat and potatoes of the show. So it's like a B minus right now.
Dope. I can't grade this one yet because I only watched 2 episodes. For some reason, this is the one I want to kind of binge. I always feel like this with Bungo. Every Bungo season I binged through. Because it was just how I enjoyed it the most. Nothing against Bungo. The first 2 episodes were fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot, but I can't give it a grade. So I can't really say much. But I am going to say a little bit about Revenger. Revenger started off, is still relatively good. I still think it's good. The problem is that I don't really know what's going on anymore.
Bro, I swear to God.
Like, it's like I'm enjoying the stuff that's happening, but I don't know the fucking story. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're just Revenger trying to find out this opioid thing, I think. But like, I don't really care exactly that. What it is. I don't really care that much. But it's again, I don't care that much, but I like it. Like, I watch it and I enjoy watching it every single week, but it's not much there. So I'm gonna give Revenger a C. Yeah, it could get better.
I actually don't really enjoy watching it that much, but it's a C. It's because I don't think it's bad. It's just I don't know where the story is. Like, there's no story sinking its teeth into me. So it reminds me of Bakumatsu Bad Boys, and that show was just it had a story. It just was too childlike, and this one is less childlike, but it feels like in that same direction without the story. So it's like really getting anywhere. It's average as fuck.
Yeah.
My next one will be Sugar Apple Fairy Tale.
Soldier Lover. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, one of my carries for this season. I'm giving it a A minus. It is visually stunning. I love it. Well, it's like that soft painted look.
Yeah.
It's not heavy on action almost at all, but the action when they do give it to you is good. The character relations and how our main characters trying to navigate through the world, good. I'm just overall like I'm sold on the concept of it. So yeah, A-.
For me, Farming Life in Another World. I talked about this being my episode of the week this week. I give this a B. Super strong B. Matter of fact, let's B plus that motherfucker. Because again, this show is so fucking cool, man. It's nothing special. It's nothing special. This is a polo ass anime, okay? Nothing happens really. He's just developing this farm that after he was transported to another world after a guy made a mistake when giving him a shitty life. And it's just him. It's funny because there's a situation, I'm a slight spoiler, I guess. There's a situation to where all these elves are coming into his village, right? And these elves are like, all of our males are dead. So, but don't worry, we could just create more life now. And he's like, well, I'm not, he's like mentally saying like, well, good luck with it. He's telling them good luck with that. He's like, but I'm not going to ask how they're going to do that in his inner monologue, knowing damn well that these elves are going to try to sleep with him to reproduce. But it's extremely funny, man. It's just a joy to watch because again, it's teaching you about farming. He's building different shit. It's just a cool ass, polo ass, chill ass anime that I couldn't recommend more.
I'm gonna need your grade on this one. Campfire Cooking.
Oh shit. Okay, Campfire Cooking.
And hear me out when I say this. It's a B for me. Campfire Cooking, I think, is solid as fuck.
So solid.
It's not like, I feel like it's not blowing me out the water.
Yes.
But I really enjoy turning it on and just watching it.
Yes.
Like,
that's what I feel about Farming Life. Yeah.
It's on. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't like the characters ain't absolute garbage. The conflict ain't through the roof in terms of conflict, but like it's clean, basic, and enjoyable. And yes. I feel like that deserves a B, bro.
Absolutely. I believe it deserves a B too. Like, is it a B plus? Only because it could be though. Well, for me, Farming Life in Another World is a B plus because of the characters to me are more palatable. While I like the characters in Campfire, they're just not as there as Farming Life, right? Like you just got the two basically. Yeah, exactly. You just got those two. The depth ain't really there. In Farming Life there is. So that's the only reason why it's not a B plus for me personally. But it is a fucking solid show, man. It's a super B, but it's not a B plus. I like it, man. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go to another one, Spy Classroom. Spy Classroom gets a whole C for me.
Yes.
I like the girls, man. The girls are fine. The teacher's cool as hell. The teacher is probably the coolest part about the entire show. But it's just not blowing me out. There's nothing really there blowing me out the water. It's kind of feel like I've repeated the first 3 episodes 3 times, or 2 times technically. It's like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and they've been basically the same episodes to me. So no, I guess the character growth is coming slowly with each individual girl, which is neat. But I got a feeling when they pop off when they go to a real mission versus anybody else but their teacher, they gonna pop off because they've been getting better, which I think is dope. But it's predictable and it's just kind of okay. Definitely a C, probably C minus.
I'm gonna talk about one of the juggernauts of this season. This episode almost got my episode of the week, and I think it deserves it in a lot of cases. But Trigun Stampede.
So fucking good, dude. It's so uncanny how good it looks.
It's an A as fuck, bro.
Bro, one scene. Let me just talk about the scene real quick, because I'm gonna give it an A too, just so y'all are aware. Trigun gives it an A. But there, the scene where he was coming out of when the Punisher was coming out of the cell, right? Mm-hmm. And he fell. When he fell forward and he was getting up to run, and he was picking up the vials. That looked so fucking good, like so real, so motion captured that it blew my fucking mind.
And let me hit you with a scene when he was getting fired at, and Vash is falling on the ground, and you can see like the way his legs crossed, even look like the little stumble with the leg cross was like on point like that. And I know it's like, who's paying attention to these details, but like the motion in it don't feel off at all. Like, it's solid, and I really enjoy it. Trigun Stampede is an A as fuck, bro.
It's an A as fuck. I'm gonna go to a solid B plus for me, and I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You can't stop me. I'm gonna do it anyway. But a B plus for me is the reincarnation of the world's strongest exorcist in another world. This fucking story is deeper than I thought it was going to be. The characters are doper than I thought they were going to be. And it's, while I feel like I feel like I know where it's going, I still don't feel like it's as predictable as it could have been. It's fucking sick, man. What's happening right now? They got all the typical stuff that you get in the isekai. They got the strong character, but they got like depth to what's actually going on in the background of the overarching story that is quietly becoming unwrapped as our main character kind of fumble around, and not fumble because he's not fumbling anything. He kind of knows exactly what the fuck he's doing while he's going around and figuring this shit out. It's fucking great. This is a B for me.
Hear me out. I didn't give it a B. I gave it a B minus. But it's good. I agree.
It's way better than, I mean, B minus.
A B minus is good. It's good.
It's solid. I don't. What isn't good for you?
I ain't say nothing wasn't good. It's a B minus.
Where the minus come from?
It's like an 80%. I don't know. The animation is okay. The characters are okay-ish. I don't have no problems with the characters. I want more from the villains. Like I want to get a solidified villain.
I'm about to say there is no villain, but that's what's so great about it, because it's depth. It's deeper than that.
I want a solidified idea as to where the problems are coming from, I guess, for this kind of concept. Because I don't have anything wrong with it. I think it's like a 80 to 82%. Like, it's not bad. It's a B.
Okay. Damn, we still got so many to go.
You nitpicking. Inspector.
No, I think that's you. You nitpicking.
Inspector. I really enjoy Inspector.
Season 2 has been fire.
I'm giving Inspector a B. It's like right between like a B minus and a B. But yeah, Inspector has been really good this season for me. Yeah.
I think it's better than I think Reincarnated is better than Inspector right now, so I'm gonna give this a B minus. It's good though. It's definitely good. It's the thing with Inspector. Sometimes I have to like pause it and step away because I start to get not overwhelmed, but bored.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I get bored. Not that it's not entertaining, because it is. It's just so much dialogue. I'm just reading a book at like 90% of the show, to be honest. But it's a really good book. You know what I'm saying? And I have ADHD, so sometimes I just am like, oh fuck, I gotta take a break.
You gotta be prepped for a book.
Yeah, you gotta actually prep. Like reading a book for me is a fucking task because of my ADHD. It's so fucking hard for me to sit down and just focus and look at words, and that's pretty much all I'm doing with Inspector. But again, it's a really good book, so it's a B minus for me right now. It's getting better though. It's doing nothing but getting better. It's my turn. Sorry.
There's one I'm surprised you haven't brought up yet.
That's why I'm there's a lot that I'm still missing, but it's gonna be the Ice God and his cool female colleague. This is going to get an A minus. Okay. This is one of my carries this season. This shit is really fucking good. Like, these characters are so fucking adorable. This is some of the most wholesome shit. Again, this is what I feel like you felt when you watched the Magical Powers whatever.
Yeah, the same Magic Powers Omnipotent.
Yes, there it is. It's just so fucking wholesome and sweet, and two fantastic characters again, between the Ice Guy and his inner monologues being the most adorable, sweet thing, and the colleague who's just so chill that you can't read her for shit. It's a good relationship.
I 100% thought we was gonna get the same grade. I gave it a B plus.
Oh, okay. Would I give it A minus?
Yeah,
A minus for sure. It's good, man. It's fucking good. It's so sweet, man. It's so sweet, and it's nothing. This is one that I put on with it and just sit there like this. Watch the video version on Patreon. I sit there like this, this fucking cheesy smile on my face. Like, I love these two, man. And then not only do I love those two, but I love the other two that's kind of in the background forming a little relationship. It's so cute, man. It's so cute.
All right. Saving 80,000 gold. from Another
I
World.
forgot you watched that shit.
It's a D.
It's
It's a D as fuck.
a D as fuck.
It's really high key. It's not even like, it just got boring fast.
Yeah.
That's all. They didn't know how to perpetuate this system of making it actually interesting. So yeah, it's a D as fuck. Maybe a D plus, but it's a D.
Wow, this ain't the mid for Vinland Saga. The most recent episode was the best episode yet. The most recent episode is why I love Vinland Saga. It was so fucking perfect. Like this episode, dude, if last episode was episode 1 and this episode was episode 2, I will be ecstatic about Vinland Saga right now. I will be so fucking ecstatic right now. But because we got what we got, and I know again, this isn't even close to the middle. So take this is like a pinch of salt. This is not going to have an effect over the overall grade as a whole. But I think Vinland Saga right now, but before this episode, would have been a D. But because of this most recent episode, gets a C. For sure. Gets a C. But this most recent episode is literally carrying the rest of the season for me. It was so fucking perfect, man. Seeing Canute and the way he fucking moves, I was so happy to see Canute again. Like, and Thorkel. Like, I was so happy to see those two again. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I like Vinland Saga for. This is what I watch this shit for. And it was movement. It was chop, 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 chop. Go, 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 go. And it was this. And then the way he became king, the way they explained it, the way it looked, the way it moved was brilliant. Fucking
the conversations meant things. And
oh my god!
Everything.
Yes,
it was
brilliant.
All pertinent information. This episode was an A plus.
10 out of 10 episode.
Everything else before this, like you said, was D. So yeah, this is definitely because of this episode, it can get a C, because if you got 4 C's and 1 A plus or 4 D's, you know, this brings it up to like a D plus to like a C, because this was on point.
It was great. Again, this one isn't even in the middle, so we can't really count this per se as far as the overall grade for the midterms, but it's good. And what you got? I think that's it, right?
I don't think that I have anything else that I'm watching. Kena the Great Snow, it's a C. Okay,
that was one that I did see from the listeners. This is a long ass episode. I'm sorry, y'all. I know a lot of y'all like our long episodes, but sorry, dude, we was moving though. So with that being said, with all of our grades given, now let's talk about our carries real quick. Not carry, like talking about them, but our main carries for the season. I'll go first. Okay, Angel Next Door is the number 1 carry for me. Number 2 carry is Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Number 3 carry is the Ice Guy and his colleague for me. Number 4 carry, if I had to pick my number 4 carry, would probably be Misfit Demon King. And then, no, I'm sorry. Trigun number 2. Kubo number 3. Ice Guy after that. So yeah, that was my 4 carries for sure, without a doubt. No question in my mind. But with everything else, adding up the score, damn man, it's crazy, because I was able to get a glance at what the people said, and I'm kind of in the same boat as them. This shit is like a B this season.
Yeah. I did a tally of all my scores. I ended up with like just doing the B's to the D's and the F's and then to the medium. It literally ends up to the middle score being a B minus.
Okay, so you got a B minus and I got a B, which sounds about right for me too. Then in that case, again, we're not counting My Hero, but My Hero's fantastic. I'm gonna just say that now. We're gonna talk about it in the second half of the show for spoilers. I don't think we really need to go into any other spoilers other than My Hero, because we kind of talked about a lot of it here during the midterms. But My Hero has been great. Yeah, let's get into some of the people's and maybe comment on what they got to say, shall we?
Let's see.
All right, where do I want to start here? We got one from. Nope, you don't follow us, so I'm not going to read yours. Yeah, what if what's your reply to our tweet and not even be a part of the community? It's crazy.
Maybe they don't know. Maybe they listen to the podcast.
That's cap. It's another podcast. Hey, it's so good to see Black Damzilla. Black Damzilla says the magical revolution of reincarnated princess and the genius young lady, handyman Salto, in Another World. Sugar Happy Fairy Tale is the surprise. It surprised me the most. High Card, Trigun Vash, Trigun Stampede, and the white nonsense that is Vinland Saga really stand out. The white nonsense that is Vinland Saga really stand out. Black Damsel is hilarious. He says for the new anime, it's a B plus. All the genres are represented pretty well. The white nonsense that is Vinland Saga. That tickled me. B plus, pretty good.
Yeah, B plus sounds solid. Remember, let's be real though. Like, there are some seasons where we could give them like B pluses, but I think a B for any season means that they've got some fire that season.
Yes,
and there is some great stuff this season to watch.
I wish I would remember what we gave last season. I don't remember. Maybe we should keep this. You got this written down? Can you just put me as a B too? And inside the notes. Okay. Let's go to our homie TCBNYC. What up, brother? He says, I'm gonna break this down in 2 replies. He said it's a solid B. We definitely got a lot of quantity this season, and some of it's been top quality even. A lot of variety this season. That said, I also feel like the quantity is what's a determinant at the same time with the delays and stuff, if you know what I mean. Yeah, right. Good point. Very good point. He says he said a nice way of saying that they're making too much damn anime to keep up with producing it all, basically.
And to go with that, like high key, if Nier was still 100% like no way, Nier is an A.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to give it an A because we're only 3 episodes in, but
those episodes were all great.
So fire, bro. So fire. They
all sound good, look good. They give you detail that I haven't played the game and I feel like I'm immersed. So yeah, Nier, if it had continued, would I put it on this list? It's an A, and I would instantly jump from a B minus to a B. Yeah, you know. Very so true. That's what I'm saying. It's like if some of these things that were going to keep continuing were still here, it would definitely boost this up a little bit more.
Man, I couldn't agree more. With that. Shout out to the father of Vash, aka the homie Dad Needs to Talk. Make sure you go check out Dad Needs to Talk podcast. Love his show. Thank you for Dad Needs to Talk for coming through my Harry Potter streams. We appreciate you stopping by and tossing that sub my way. It means a lot. He said overall it's a B plus for me. Watching and enjoying way more than I anticipated going into the season. Carrying / his faves is Angel Next Door, Campfire Cooking, Trigun, and Buddy Daddies. Even Kana the Great Snow Sea has a solid surprise. Solid variety of shows this season. Fuck, dude. Yeah. When I'm talking a lot, I always tend to stumble over my words.
Now, while I do typically agree with Father of Vash, the one thing I want to disagree with is the solid variety of shows. Because I'm going to be real. All of this season, most of what I'm watching this season feels like slice of life.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like the
I mean, it's there, right? You got but Spy Classroom isn't really a slice of life, even though it's been mostly that. Bloody
we don't
Daddies.
have like that super high quality action anime really this season.
Trigun.
But it hasn't gotten to that point yet, you know? Trigun, yeah. But like we got one super high quality action anime, whereas like we've had seasons where we had like Fire Force and other stuff stacked on top of it, you know?
Dr.
So I'm saying like this season, and it's not like it's not to say this season's not good because of it, but like the amount of shows like was said previously mixed with like there is some good stuff mixed in here, but I would like to see like we got really good slice of life this season. I would like to see really good psychological. I would like to see really good actual action outside of Trigun, because Trigun was gonna be fire regardless.
We got Nier too, but you know,
Nier was gonna be fire, yeah. But Vinland Saga, I think it's gonna be fire too. We just ain't at that point yet to say like Vinland Saga's action is on point this season. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
It's just a little early to say that. Boom, I can digest that and say that's exactly what it is.
That's well said. Yeah, no, that's a valid good point. Yeah, dude, the variety really ain't much there, huh?
We got Mystery and Inspector and whatnot, but you know. Inspector hasn't kicked into full gear. I think the previous episode of Inspector was like one of the better episodes for the mystery in terms of when they bring in the cousin again. Every time they bring her up, it's like
waifu.
She get detail, bro.
I love her too, by the way. Season so far for this is the homie that I forgot to mention. His sleeper was High Card, unfortunately, but his name on Twitter is Frederick Douglass, which is hilarious. But it's TK Does Nothing. Shout out to TK Does Nothing. He's been rocking with us for a while. But he says the season overall so far is a B-. Individual anime for him, here's some grades. Ice Guy is one of his tops, which is an A+. Buddy Daddies, which is one of his tops, an A+. Tomo-chan is a Girl, which is one of his tops, an A. Vinland Saga B+. Danmachi, which I forgot was the core 2 this season, B+. Campfire Cooking, B+. Misfit Demon King Academy, B. Revenger, C+. Fire Hunter, C. High Card, C. Monogatari, C. And Kana, C. And he said, and obviously the ones that are carrying our Ice Guy, Buddy Daddies, and Tomo-chan.
Danmachi completely forgot because I always binge it.
Yeah, same.
But that is such a good series, bro.
It is.
I was thinking about Danmachi when you were talking about what the hell show were you talking about? It was something you said that it just wasn't hitting, but I was like, so it's like Danmachi, but not done well. But either way, I can't wait to binge this part of Danmachi.
Me too. Well, the whole first season is, I think, dubbed now. So the first core of this most recent season is dubbed now. So that's pretty sick. Next up is our girl Crystal. Shout out to Crystal. I love her. She's a Patreon supporter. She's been supporting us for a while. She's absolutely fantastic. But she says, overall, I give this season so far a B. Outside of a couple of shows, the majority of what I'm watching has been enjoyable. New show that is carrying is The Ice Guy and his cool colleague and his cool female colleague. Angel is damn near tied though. Oh, damn near tied with Angel is so much better. Sorry, that was me paraphrasing Crystal because I disagree with her. And then reoccurring,
Angel is better.
Yeah, for sure. Reoccurring is Misfit Demon King Academy. You know we fuck with Crystal when Misfit came back. We were all excited for that. Is that it? Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Besides the person that don't follow us. Or the podcast that don't follow us. That's me being petty, by the way.
It's okay to be petty sometimes.
Yeah, no, you can't participate if you ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! A couple of people I forgot to follow back. I'm sorry, y'all. We follow everybody back. We ain't bourgeois.
I thought you was bougie.
No, hell no. I ain't even close. Sweet. That's it. That's everybody. So, I mean, after listening to that, we all are in the same place. While our tops are different, right? We are all in the same place. B. Or you got B-, right?
I got a B-, you got a B.
Yeah. So we're going to keep track of that by the time this season ends and go from there. Wow. With that being said, we're going to get our recommendation roulette in here. My turn to roll the year, right?
Yes, sir.
Holy schmoly. Long episode. But we only spoiling My Hero, so no. An Angel Next Door. Can we spoil Angel Next Door too? You good with that?
Yeah. We can do that.
I just want to talk. I love talking about that show. Oh, I guess we add in 2023, huh? No, 2022. I'm a doofus.
I was like, what?
17. And it's 12:30 in the morning already. 2017. Have we done 17 yet? I don't know. All right, 2017. Interesting season. Oh God, that was Black Clover. Jesus. How unfortunate. 2017. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we did do 2017 before because I think I recommended this. Masamune Kun's Revenge. Definitely.
Yeah, we definitely did this year before.
Yeah. I know what I'm recommending. Hell yeah. Okay. You go first though.
Well, we talked about this anime I'm going to recommend this year a little bit earlier. The anime I'm recommending is Jujutsu Kaisen Zodiac Wars.
Why you do that to these people? So stinks.
Because it's not. It's if you just want some action, it's okay to go in and watch some action. You ain't gotta. Don't get invested in the characters because it doesn't matter. Just go in and enjoy the meathead of it. Enjoy the meathead of it. Just go in and just say, I want to see things die. And that's what you'll get.
Now, while I disagree with this rating wholeheartedly, okay? If you want a little mess, slice of life, okay? Love and Lies. Love and Lies I talked about on the show before. It's a fucking great slice of life that is very, very messy. That is extremely... That'll have you like, come on, you know? Come on, man. No, come on, no. But it's like, it's good, man. It's good. I've been reading the manga. I stopped reading the manga, but I need to pick it back up to finish it because I want to see the manga ending opposed to the anime ending. But Love and Lies is a very interesting show with a very interesting situation that I think that a lot of people would like. It's when you look at Love and Lies, it's the recommendations for it is Domestic Girlfriend and Scum's Wish. So if you're familiar with those two anime, then you'll realize what kind of anime this is. Very, 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 very interesting story. All right, we're going to take this quick break, and when we come back, we're going to spoil My Hero and Angel Next Door. Spoils me rotten. We'll be right back. Did you give your recommendation or am I?
Yeah, I gave mine. You said Love and Lies?
Yeah, Love and Lies.
Love and Lies. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure I got the right thing.
You got it. We'll be right back after these. And welcome back to episode 191, the palindrome of Mic Check Waifu. We're going to spoil episode 19 of My Hero, and then episode 6 of The Angel Next Door spoils me rotten. Another fucking fantastic episode of My Hero. I'm loving this pacing. I'm loving its progression. Everything about this season has been absolutely perfect. I think this is more better than season 1 of My Hero, and I love season 1 of My Hero. I 100% think this is the best season of My Hero that's ever been, because of the pacing, because of everything that's happening. Everything that's happened has been so memorable. Again, the difference between this season and the last 2 seasons is that I don't remember shit in the last 2 seasons other than the big epic moments, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. I remember every single thing that happened this season, and we're about to be 20 episodes in. Like, none of that shit has been forgettable. Everything has been progressive, smooth, outside of those 2 episode swaps that were weirdly placed. Like, that shit didn't make any sense still to this day. I would never get, but I think it's been absolutely perfect. And this fucking watching Deku pop off in his quote unquote vigilante form is fucking phenomenal. It's so good. It's so good. We starting to see the Mo heroes, the quirks or whatever, which is the fucking smoke screen is fucking awful. Like, that's a terrible skill. But I guess if you have all the other skills put together with the rest, it's pretty fucking cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but it's pretty lame. It's pretty lame when you think about it. And when you think about it, the Black Whip is lame as fuck too. The shit is lame as fuck, pretty much.
And they said that in this episode. None of their quirks are showstoppers, but you put them together and you can do almost anything, because he can fly. The Black Whip is quite literally, he's Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And we know that because Horikoshi's favorite superhero is Spider-Man. So that's why he did the Black Whip. Mm-hmm. And then the smoke screen and the danger sense, that's spider sense. Yep. The smoke screen, though, like, it's funny in my mind because I'm like, it's also been powered up. Like, all these quirks, imagine them in their original forms, and then imagine them getting this significant power boost they've gotten from being built up over the years. Yeah. And they were probably even more ass. Probably even worse. True.
That's a good point. Yeah, because that smoke screen is fucking terrible. I'm like, even him using it now is just fucking. He's using it to conceal himself, which is, I guess, cool. But I'm like, okay, bro, you just smoking. Let somebody just with enough strength to just blow that shit away, and you're regular. Like, I don't understand why Muscle Man ain't do that. It's fucking just clap like the Hawk.
He's an idiot.
That's true. He is stupid. You're right.
So what do you think about the beginning of the episode, though, where we have like the high school student heroes or the provisional heroes going out trying to talk to the civilians, say, hey, we need you guys to come back. It's not safe here. And what they say to the provisional heroes. How you feel about that?
Yeah, completely understandable, man. Like, in a sense, everybody has quirks in this world. Which is pretty much established. I think they said in the last episode, 80% of the population has quirks or something like that. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it was somewhere up on a higher percentile of people have quirks. So, like, they all have quirks. They after what happened, they all feel like what happened and what that stupid ass Toya did. They all feel like, we could do this shit better because they stopped a few thugs that were in a basic jail. Like, they stopped a few thugs themselves, and now listen, we could do this shit ourselves. Let's just do this shit ourselves. Let's come together as a community and stop this shit ourselves. You can't blame them for feeling that way after the bullshit they went through, after they watch heroes quit, after they watch heroes turn tail and literally run in some cases, after they seen, and again, you understand the heroes and why they did it, because it was emotionally scarring. Like, it was PTSD driven what they went through watching Gigantamax and fucking all these people just get dead in an instant. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you understand every piece of the societal portion of what the fuck is going on in this world. The provisional heroes sending the kids out to do it, probably a terrible idea though.
It's all they got, though.
It's all they got. And that's exactly what I was about to say next. But it's all they have. This is the only opportunity they have to try to get as many people as possible to come back to what the academy called again?
UA or any of the major schools.
Yeah, any major school or whatever. I get it, man. I get it. I was like, fuck, man. Like, I'm not even mad at the civilians for saying what they said. I'm not mad at the professional heroes for trying their best. And then Muscle pops out. And he fucks them up so bad.
Everybody up.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. And then to watch Deku pull up on him and like with the calm, cool, collected. This is the best I've ever seen Deku. I like him being calm, cool, and collected like this. I'm like, oh, now I got y'all help. I will say this. This is that was a crazy good fight. Wish there was more to it than what it was. It kind of was over really quick. I get why it wasn't. I will say this though, just to kind of move on. I feel like I'm rushing through this, but I'm not trying to because there's really not much to say. Deku came through. He kicked ass. It was awesome. The smoke screen sucks. That's a shitty power, even if it's powered up. But it's really fucking cool to see the My Hero Avengers, Best Genius, Hawks, Endeavor, All Might, and Deku. That's fucking sick, man.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I love that because they all know now. There's no secrets between them. That they all know what they have to do and they about to work on it and they about to get to it. And you got to think more heroes are probably going to get added to that. The Todorokis, the show. What's his name? Shoto.
Bakugo, Shoto.
Yeah, they all gonna come eventually. So it's just gonna get even better. But you just better hope it's not too late. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So,
and I just want to touch on the muscle fight real quick. You know why I had to end fast because it's supposed to show the difference between Deku then and now.
Yep.
Deku back then used 100% power and knock him out. This time he used 45% power.
Yep.
And just
one shot. In a smarter way. Yep.
Yeah,
it was clean. It's fire.
It was clean, beautiful. Just to show the growth there, but also it's been I think the transition they say it's been a couple months since the last big fight. So is that your gut check? You think they're gonna come back? Are they gonna get together, or what do you think happens next episode?
Sure, I don't. And this has been what it's been for me lately. Again, I don't care to give gut checks on My Hero because you know. What I am going to say though is I'm going to talk about the next episode preview. The next episode preview being I saw what looked to have been the other two heroes that's kind of like hidden away from his power, from his from coming together as the team that is the other 8 users of all for one. One for all.
Yeah, one for all.
And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen because they showed him and they actually showed his face this time. I'm very interested to see what this is about to be and what power this is. I don't give a fuck if it's a flashback. I need to see what the fuck this is going to be. Like, I need to know what those two were hiding from us because they were like, you don't hide those two for no reason, right? Like, you don't just hide them unless they got some dope shit. So I'm pseudo expecting now. Maybe I'm just getting my hopes up. I'm expecting it to be some dope shit. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
You ain't got no speculation after seeing them at all? You got any?
No clue. But I know they're gonna fight that one waifu chick though, the one cute one. I don't know her fucking name.
The demon.
I don't know her name, but she's hot.
Yeah, certainly a demon. I ain't gonna say nothing. They said her name, Lady Nagant.
Yeah, Nagant. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's about to be about.
You ain't seen her pictures you seen her pictures already?
What? No, they showed her in there like episode 2 episodes ago when she first was breaking out of the jail.
As soon as she hit the manga, everybody on the internet was like, Lady Nagant. They leaked all kind of pictures they showing. I was like, come on, man.
No, I didn't see none of those. I only saw her when she was breaking out of the jail and she started talking. I'm like, damn, she cute as fuck. And then they showed the preview of her and I'm like, oh damn, she's even cuter than I thought. She's definitely waifu material. I love her so far. We'll see what's about to happen because apparently he's about to fight her. Gonna be pretty cool, I think. Next up though, the show I just love to talk about more than any other show, I think, since More Than a Married Couple, and that's Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. This is the Valentine's Day episode and the White Day episode. Again, I love that. I love when they do that. The pacing of it kind of speeded up a little bit because we don't need to see the in between. They're starting to crack, man. They're both starting to crack.
And it's beautiful though, right?
It is.
It's really good to see them. And I think I think so. The way that they're, like you said, they're cracking, right? The way that they're cracking is different for each of them, but it's very enjoyable for how their characters are, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because we talked about, like you said, this is the Valentine's Day episode. She doesn't give Valentine's Day gifts to guys because she said that their reactions would never stop. They're not going to go the way that she would like for them to go, so she never does it, which completely makes sense.
100%.
He is not giving out Valentine's Day gifts to nobody because that's just not really his prerogative. Not his normal forte.
Well, dudes in Japan, dudes don't. They receive, they don't give.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, that makes sense. I guess I didn't necessarily know, but White Day is when they give things to the girls, right?
Exactly, yeah. Which is just Sweetest Day, which is backwards for us because normally it's we give for Valentine's Day and they give for Sweetest. I digress. Sorry,
but it was nice to see that, like you said, with the crack, right? How they're cracking. She is being more, I guess, I'm not even gonna say vulnerable, but it's like she is allowing things that she would not allow with other guys, right? The touching of her hand. Clearly she would never allow that to happen with anybody else.
Right.
And then the amount of time they spend together, the blushing, she the way she reacts to things that he does. She is showing more and more in the conversation pieces that they have and how she talks to him and addresses the thing that she wants him to do around her. She's being more open about it. Like, no, do this and be this guy or whatever you want to do. You have a chance. And she's been doing that since episode 3 or something like that, more or less building him up on that. Like, you can do this. But him, on the other hand, he's cracking on the inside in terms of like, man, she really does look like a young wife.
He's falling in love.
He's falling, and it's like the way he's doing it. He's trying. You can tell he's trying to be respectful.
Yep. He's trying to what's the word I'm looking for? I always fuck up on this word.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, that. I've been talking for too damn long, but yes, he's trying to do that while understanding these feelings. Like he's like I'm fucking up because he knows that he doesn't know, but he feels like she doesn't. No, she doesn't deserve me type shit, which is wrong completely. Like he's the perfect guy for her, the perfect guy. And he doesn't realize that because why would he? Right. And it's just so fucking amazing. It's an amazing feeling watching this show. Again, like I said, I feel like we need to start the progression, but I think this is whoever adapted this show. I need to let me figure that out now. I need to know who adapted this show. Because they adapted it so perfect. Lua Wang. What they're doing is perfect because this is episode 6 that we just watched, and what we just watched is like everything you explained to a T was perfect because it's about this crack right here, this break on both character sides. He's literally falling in love. She's literally opening up more because she's falling in love. Obviously, like she's starting to get it. Like. She's starting to feel like we could be more, especially after what happened in the episode before this one. So it's starting to become. It has to become the second half has to become the push forward into them figuring out what they want to do. And again, we still don't have anything about our life, which I think this is where we're second half
opening. Yeah.
This has to be the half that we do because the first half we got all his and now we have to get all hers. I think if this director is what I think this director is, they're killing it. I think that's where it has to go next. Let me see did they direct anything else? Nope. This is the only thing. These people are fantastic. This is the first thing they've each done. The director, what about the character design? Okay. The character designer has done a lot of shit. A lot of slice of life. Yeah.
I mean, regardless, the creator of this show has clearly given them everything to work with.
She's amazing.
God damn.
She's perfect. I'm telling you, these women kill it when it comes to the slice of life shit. They got that because they're more in touch. They're more in tune. We could be honest here. They're more in tune with how this shit goes. But to write a male character as good as she's done here is special.
It's almost like to be raising boys out here.
Absolutely. Again, I think this show might, even the look of it, I think this show might be a 10 out of 10 on the Mic Check Waifu scale. If I had to early rate it.
look very fucking good.
Yeah.
I can back you on that currently. It's just fire. It is high, quite literally the carry for the season.
100%. Now this is where we can gut check because we both don't know what the fuck is going to happen next. What you thinking, man? I guess I already really gave mine, but
Valentine's Day, White Day, I feel like those are very specific moments, right? This is a halfway point. This is also a turning point. So things get more serious going forward. Like you said, we have to get either we get her backstory or we get some kind of I don't want to say commitment, but some kind of understanding to where like this is progressing.
Let's
what I mean?
Let's talk. Let's go through the talking phase. I don't know if the Japanese people go. They probably don't, but this is probably something like that. That's opening up. I will say, I feel like I never wanted a flashback more than I do right now. Like never in my life. I really want her to see what's up with her and her family and what's going on there. I need that because it's just a mystery to him, to us, to him. And I think that's where he needs to go next. It absolutely does. So I think that's where we need to go next. I think we need to know where this is all coming from, why she's the way she is, and how she manages it. I just need it. It's a perfect show. It's an absolute perfect show. And I'm going to say this. While I love this show, you may not believe me, but I still love More Than a Married Couple just the same. I think they're both equal, yet different. Ooh, pregnant pause. I like that.
Currently, More Than a Married Couple has a little bit more of a reserved spot in my heart. But I feel like these characters are so on point.
Yeah. That
once we hit the finale of this or the climax of this season, that I won't have a choice but to place them there. Like they got to go there. They got to.
Yeah.
Because More Than a Married Couple is top 5 in my slice of life currently, but I haven't watched as much slice of life as you. But
that's not a bad place to put it.
It's top 5 right now. And I could definitely see this sliding in top 5 too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. More than likely. If it continues on this trajectory, it's looking bleak for top 5 slice of lives. All right. I'm at Polo Borfly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram and TikTok. And as always, Mike Check.
And as always, Mike Check.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu.